Welcome back to Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Acomb. We're broadcasting from the Hesselson studio, and this is the Steuben Senior Services Fund section of our program. And joining us, it's our friend, Michael Joseph. Michael, so good to see you.
Good to see you, Frank.
We have a lot to talk about. It's hard to believe the last time we talked, this was in the initial stages of planning. And here we are just a few days away. Are you ready?
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is the Return of the Red Tails, presents Remembering Tuskegee Airmen. Tell me about what perfect weekend for this, right? Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
May 25th, Wings of Eagles Discovery Center and Horseheads, of course, 10 to noon. Tell us about it.
What's exciting about this is we're going to be remembering Tuskegee Airmen who have come here over the years. Mm-hmm. We started doing this back in 1997.
Is that right?
Yeah. Wow. And Lieutenant Herbert Thorpe was to be our keynote speaker. Mm-hmm. However, he passed suddenly. Mm-hmm. But luckily for us, back in December 20th of last year, we recorded his last interview, thinking that, well, if he's not able to make it, we would have something.
Sure.
And sure enough, yes, we do have something. And it's a lot of other footage that has never been released. So we're looking forward to sharing it with everybody.
Have you found it difficult to watch the last recorded interview? I know you guys are so close. It must be kind of a double-edged sword. It must feel good, but also be tough.
Yeah, I've got mixed feelings about it. It's fantastic.
Oh, good.
You know, just reviewing it, it just makes me feel like he's still present with me. And so I'm enjoying it.
Well, I know when you were kind enough to set up the interview when I got to interview him, and this was relatively early on in the TV show, what an amazing story. And what a humble guy and just the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's going to be nice to hear his final interview. That's one of the many, I guess you would say, events surrounding this event coming up on the 25th from 10 to noon, Wings of Eagles Discovery Center. Tell us about some of the guests that will be there.
Okay, so we're going to have some family members of Tuskegee Airmen present.
Oh, okay.
And so after the presentation, we'll be able to talk to them and ask them personal questions about what was it like growing up with the Tuskegee Airmen, or being very close to a Tuskegee Airman. The Tuskegee Airmen's Faithful Pursuit show car will be there.
Oh, neat.
It's a car that was dedicated in 2004. It's exactly 20 years ago. And the display at the Wings of Eagles, the Tuskegee Airmen display, it's been refreshed, and it will also be rededicated at this event.
And we're talking about Memorial Day weekend. How appropriate. I know this is for all ages, and you can't think of a better opportunity for young people to get a chance at history here and witness history and hear the interviews, hear the question and answers, see how much effort you put into this.
Yeah, well, this is special. Mm-hmm. Now, we're going to be offering these T-shirts, event T-shirts.
Yeah, well, they're nice. They turned out really nice.
T-shirt plus a glossy program. It's a beautiful program. There are door prizes. The entry is just $25.
This is what I think has always been so amazing about these events that you put on throughout the years, because this is really unique and rare for people in our community to have an opportunity, again, to shake hands with history.
Yeah. You know, thanks to the generosity of our sponsors, we were able to host this event at a very low cost to participants, and also children under 10 are free. 10 and under are free.
Absolutely free. And I know it's down to the wire here, but can people still sponsor? Maybe not this event, but just sponsor your organizations and getting an opportunity to spread the word like this?
Yes. Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated, who I represent as regional representative, they are able to take direct donations, and they are a 501c3 organization. Okay. So if you would make your check out to Tuskegee Airmen, Inc., we can make sure that TAI gets that donation.
Okay. And it's important. I mean, this kind of event and this kind of history lesson isn't free. Right? I mean, a lot goes into this, not just the time and effort you're putting into it, but nothing is free in this world. So for $25, you get all of that, the T-shirt, the program, and just an amazing afternoon, 10 a.m. till noon. This Saturday, Wings of Eagles Discovery Center, remembering Tuskegee Airmen. For someone that hasn't been to one of your events before, what should they expect?
Well, what they're going to see is we allow the Tuskegee Airmen themselves to speak. So you'll be seeing a video with Herbert Thorpe telling his story. And unlike past events where we've used their screen,
Right.
we purchased a high-definition 75-inch
Oh, wow.
TV. So the people who are participating in our event, they'll be able to see this in high def.
And I also want to mention, and you can tell us more about it, but in addition to honoring these American heroes, a portion of the funds raised from this event will support the Tuskegee Airmen Chapter Operations Fund and Educational Assistance Fund. What do those funds do after the event?
So there are young people that are interested in pursuing careers in technology, aviation, and those funds help them to achieve their goals.
Right.
Right.
Oh, so what a great cause to have this benefit. And again, I don't want to keep using this term, but the fact that this is your chance to witness history and really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for just $25. How long have you been planning this event? I know we talked about it last time we spoke, but I'm sure this has been in the works for quite some time.
Yeah, about 2 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you find it difficult to plan that far in advance because of some of the issues that associate with this?
Oh, certainly. Most of the effort takes place in the last, couple months of the event.
Yeah. How many volunteers do you need for an event like this? Is there a lot of volunteers involved?
Yeah, we probably have about 15 volunteers.
Oh, okay. So that's a pretty good amount of volunteers.
Right.
But they get to witness it too.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad place to volunteer,
So,
right?
the Civil Air Patrol, the American Legion.
Oh, yeah.
We encourage people like Scouts to participate as well. And so our volunteers get free entry into the program.
Okay.
Right.
Is it too late to have someone volunteer? Probably at this point.
Well, yeah, you know what? Come to the event, and we'll put you to work.
There you go. Now, when you first started holding these events, did you ever imagine it would grow like this?
When we first started doing it, it started out pretty big.
I know.
Yeah, we had several Tuskegee Airmen, 2 stretch limousines, and it was quite an event because it was 4 days long.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was 1997.
Yeah.
And over the years, we've had many Tuskegee Airmen come back to the area. Yeah. And so we started calling it Return of the Tuskegee Airmen and Return of the Red Tails later on.
And I don't remember what year this would have been. But I'll never forget seeing the American flags line up when the Tuskegee Airmen came into the I don't know if you call it auditorium, but into the Wings of Eagles. Boy, I don't think there's anybody there that didn't have goosebumps.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it.
I know.
Yeah, that was 2014.
Is that 2014?
Yeah.
Wow, time flies.
And that was the Patriot Guard Riders of New York that stood for us.
Yeah.
And we will have Patriot Guard Riders there again. The ride captain, Don Higgins, his father was a Tuskegee Airman, and he'll be there.
There's so many people that I think have been affected by this through the years in such a positive way. So that must make you feel good when you first thought about starting events like this. It must make you feel good to see it get to this point where you know how many really lives it's changed.
Yeah. And that's something we love to share.
Yeah.
The Tuskegee Airmen are not just World War II fighter pilots. Right. They are Americans that went into public life that have touched, their efforts have touched the lives of every American. And we're going to be sharing some of that because these people did amazing things, not just during the war, but after the war. And there were women involved, too. And we'll be highlighting some of the accomplishments of the female Tuskegee Airmen.
Now, do you plan on holding more events like this in the future?
Yes.
Yeah, to continue to grow. Can people find out more about your organization if they want to join? I know we talked about this last time, but if they want to get involved behind the scenes?
Yeah, they certainly can.
Just go to, I know there's a website, and I don't have it in front of me, but I think if you just search Tuskegee Airmen Inc., I think it comes up, right?
And our chapter, it's the Claude B. Gauvin chapter.
Okay.
Now, locally, because I'm 250 miles away from the New York chapter, I work through an actual organization called Return of the Red Tails Racing.
Oh, okay.
And our goal is to popularize the Tuskegee Airmen message through motorsports. So that's why we have the Tuskegee Airmen's Faithful Pursuit, which was the first officially recognized Tuskegee Airmen theme car.
Oh, wow.
Right? And so we'll continue to do events like this, and we encourage people. If you're a car person,
Yeah.
get a red tail for your car. I drive around a red tail Mustang every day.
You know, in the old days, you would have said, bring your camera. But now everybody has the camera on them at all times. But there's a lot of picture opportunities. I know I still have on my phone from the event you were talking about, what did you say, 2014?
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, and you know, they're just such special moments that you just can't repeat. So bring your camera, bring your phone. Do you think it's because it's such a special event why so many people want to be involved? I know there are people that are holding certain dedications and like that throughout the morning. It's got to be something that people rally around and want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and make sure you get there early because although we say the program starts at 10, get there early because the American Legion is going to be doing a special 3-volley 21-gun salute, honoring the Tuskegee Airmen and playing taps for them. And so it'll be a very informative program, and that's what we really want to share. We want to preserve that knowledge and history and share it with people.
Well, and that's what I think was so special, and that's why it was such an honor to talk to Herbert Thorpe, because when you hear what you are hearing is that history of his life, and it's just, and I can't wait to hear about the new last interview and see what else kind of tidbits you learn along the way, you know?
Yeah, there's some unusual things that you typically don't get at interviews like this, because what we did was we gathered 4 of us together, and we're talking to him, and we all spent time in Brooklyn, either grew up there or spent some time there, and we're all different generations. Well, and so that is quite an interesting
different questions
discussion.
And things. I'm sure that actually leads to a really unique interview.
Wow. Yeah, we go from wartime discussion to talking about music and the different eras of music, bebop, hip hop, jazz.
Oh, this is going to be a wonderful event. Again, it's Return of the Red Tail 2024 presents Tuskegee Airmen. It's this Saturday, 10 a.m. till noon at the Wings of Eagles Discovery Center in Big Flats. It's $25 to get that amazing shirt and that amazing program. What should people know who have never attended one of your events, just before we go?
Yeah, they should know that it's something that will be eye-opening and enlightening for them. A lot of people know about the story of the Tuskegee Airmen. They've heard something about it. But believe me, there's so much more to it.
So much more. And I think that's what was so nice when I got to talk to Herbert Thorpe and others throughout the past, whether in radio or TV. You don't even know the beginning of it. You really, well, you would know. You're the historian, and you've got to. It's got to be overwhelming sometimes.
I'm learning stuff every day. There's just so much. And each individual, we're taking a look at an individual's life, and you'll see how rich that is. And just think, there were 15,000 plus of these people. We could be telling stories for the next 100 years, and you won't repeat it.
Right. And I'm sure there will be telling stories for the next 100 years. So, again, thank you for doing this. I know it's the community thanks you as well. I think it's going to be a big event. As always, again, coming up on Saturday, 10 a.m. till noon, Wings of Eagles Discovery Center, Big Flats. As always, thanks for being on the show.
Oh, wonderful.
All right.
Thank
we'll be
you,
right
Frank.
Of course, anytime. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking. Stay with us.